Bryce Harper diagnosed with significant bone bruise but avoids ligament damage. Leads to the more important topic of conversation in terms of Bryce Harper. Is he really worth $500 million? Is anybody in sports worth $500 effing million? No, man, so much money. But that's what it costs. It's what it's gonna cost for Bryce Harper in 18 months. But Jeff Passan, MLB columnist for Yahoo Sports, made some really good points. And the first of which I wanted to start off with is the idea that anybody plays a 162-game season. Off the top of your head, really think about how many guys in the last 10 years have played 162 games in a season, which is a full MLB season. That's right, it's like 6 of them. I believe it's half of only a baker's dozen, which is 13. Cool, okay, good job guys. 13, baker's dozen have hit that standard, but what's interesting is when you drop it, as Passan mentions, to 153 games, well then 129 players have done that. So, and it's not just over the last decade, it's just the last 2 years. But still worth noting. Harper has been oft injured. He is an injury-prone player, and it really sucks to say that about Bryce Harper because even though I'm a Mets fan, I have no problem with Bryce Harper. I really like his stance over the last few years about making baseball fun again, and the idea that the unwritten rules are these rules written by a bunch of archaic 175-year-old men who sit there with their Hall of Fame votes, no offense to the good writers who do make good Hall of Fame votes, and go, no, he can't get in because he took steroids, or he can't get in because of this, this, and this. Like, it's the strictest. I swear to God, it's harder to get in the Baseball Hall of Fame than it is to graduate college. I don't know, that's not a bad one, that's a bad one. It's harder to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame than it is to win the presidency of the United States. That's much better. So in terms of Bryce Harper, he's batting .326, he's got a .419, .614 to flash, .419 and .614 to round out his slash line. But $500 million, like Giancarlo, and Passan mentioned, Giancarlo Stanton got paid $325 million and he's oft injured, but Harper's got an even bigger impact on the game. He does more than Stanton does. He does more fielding, he's got a cannon for an arm, he's better at running the bases, he's more of a 5-tool franchise guy than Stanton is. So Harper, who's got thumb injury, neck injury, knee injury, and I know not ligament damage knee injury, not gonna be sidelined for too long, but it's a problem. And it's something that I think some teams are gonna be a little more hesitant in maybe making a run for him. That doesn't mean the phone's gonna stop ringing. The Yankees are of course gonna look at Bryce Harper. The Mariners will probably look at Bryce Harper. The Dodgers will look at Bryce Harper. The Cubbies, the big teams, the Astros, if they have the money, we'll look at Bryce Harper. I mean, I think they all have the money, but $500 million, it's a 10-year, $50 million a year contract. And Bryce Harper, by the way, when you sign a guy for 10 years, like the one player, the type of position you never sign for 10 years, I think you're a moron if you sign a pitcher for more than 5 years. And even that's a stretch because pitchers get injured. He's 24, when he signs that contract, he'll be 25 going on 26, which means the front half of that 10-year deal, likely, or even 8-year deal, will be his prime, but you end up usually paying more on the back half of the contract. Stanton's contract is backloaded. So in 7 years, when Stanton isn't doing nearly what he's doing right now, his 8 home runs in 9 games, 9 homers in 10 games, you're gonna end up paying more for a worse product when you could also probably find somebody in your own farm system or draft that can put up similar numbers for dirt cheap as compared to it. Not Bryce Harper's fault if he gets paid $500 million. Like I've always said, by all means, make your money. Don't be mad at the player, be mad at the organization because they're the ones investing in a player that your team might not have any use for in 5 or 6 years. But by all means, Bryce Harper can take his money, get a flashier haircut when the time comes. Harper, the NL MVP in 2015, which is the last time, as he mentioned, he played 153 games. To Passan's point, though, he played 147 games last year, so that's fine. If you get 140 games out of any of your star players, you're more than enough to succeed from the one player perspective. This year he's at 106, he's gonna miss some more time. He'll still probably hit what, 136-ish games? We're in August, September, 126-ish, 130-ish games. That's where you're starting to get worried. But this is a guy with 6 years of mileage already. He's only 24. Aaron Judge is like the same age and he has 1 MLB season under his belt. So there is some reason to be worried about Bryce Harper and the injuries. There is some reason to be concerned if you want to invest $500 million. Truthfully, injuries aside, I'm taking the risk. I'm signing him for $500 million. If it means getting that cornerstone player to help your franchise and taking him away from any team in the NL East, unless you're the Mets, and just moving him anywhere else. Totally fine by me. Totally fine. Comment below, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. @JaceRoom91 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we'll see you soon.